There's not much intention behind how I move. I think there was with that song that didn't make it. I think there was, which says a lot about art, that I had this thing in my head that was going to be great, and fuck great, it wasn't even good. I didn't even finish it. There's one verse. It's it. It'll never see the light of day. You know, I don't know if we're going to keep coming back to that and think like, can we get this right? You know, because the original record, obviously I'm not going to say what it is. The original record is so good. It's like, yo, can we get this? But it felt like we were trying to get blood from the stone and trying different things and loop it this way. So there's something to be said about what happens to art when there's intention behind it. You know, I think there are people though that approach it with intention and are successful at it. If you look at people who are so, it's like, it's almost maniacal with purpose, like Kubrick, you know, and the process and his process. And like, so you're talking about a guy who is like, in my opinion, the greatest American director ever, just in my opinion. But that's a motherfucker with purpose and intent, you know? So you can't say, oh, that doesn't work. It's just interesting to see how, you know, how there's a lot of intent in my rhythm though. I record, it's very regimented, but I don't think that's the same as intention. Write Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Write all those nights overnight. Like I started like 11 at night and stop like maybe when the sun starts coming up. I can't do anything during the day ever. Nothing creative. I'm useless. I'm miserable. I get depressed. What people call seasonal depression happens to me in reverse. When the weather's nice and warm and hot, I get depressed. I get depressed during the daytime. When my sleep gets knocked off schedule of my nocturnal schedule and I'm up during the day, I'm fucking miserable. Get with Scott Stallone, do the same thing, record late, you know? And then I mellow out on Friday, and on Saturdays I watch the fights. Because I think that what's happening there is a band gets together and they start jamming, right? And smart bands start recording it. And they go, well, we had like 4 hours of this. Like, let's take this riff. Let's take that, this whole chunk was wet. It's not like I'm recording 3 things a week, right? There's 52 weeks in a year. All right, you can't say I'm there every week because there's holidays, there's touring, there's Scott having other things to work on. But for the most part, I'd say 30, is that fair? 35 to 40 weeks a year. So say 40, say I do 3 things a week at 40. I'm creating 120 pieces of something a year. Like, they're not all great. They're not all good. There's a lot that's involved with it though. And a lot of it is me. It's like exercise, but it's rhyme exercise. I got to keep my sword sharp. You know, that falling off, my fear of falling off. And boy, I say falling off. If you don't like me, you don't like me. It's not gonna, there's gonna be, if you don't like my shit, you just don't like my shit. But people that know that my sword is still sharp, it comes from this fear of me watching guys that we idolized, like disappear for 5 years, come back, and they sound like the old uncle at the barbecue rhyming. Like there's current legends now that sound old. You know what I'm saying? One thing I don't is sound old. If you don't like my style, you don't like my style, you don't like my content, you don't like my voice, all right, just get out of here. Cool.